What's up, SKOL Nation? Your boy is back, and let me tell you, the preseason isn't just here. It's absolutely exploding with storylines that have me more pumped than a December tailgate in Minneapolis. Minnesota is right smack in the middle of the most intense week we've had all offseason. We're talking about decisions that could literally reshape our entire season before it even starts. And I'm not being dramatic here. These aren't just typical preseason moves. These are the kind of decisions that separate championship teams from teams that go home early. This week, the conversations in the Twin Cities haven't stopped for a second. From the release of our very first preseason depth chart that has every analyst breaking down every single position, to the massive expectations riding on our rookie quarterback JJ McCarthy, all the way to a rumor that's so wild it could shake the entire NFL, a possible reunion with Kirk Cousins. You can feel it in the air, people. That electric mix of excitement and pure tension. The roster is finally taking shape. The QB position is under a microscope like never before. And word on the street is that our front office might be sitting on a decision that could be an absolute bombshell. Every fan, every analyst, every rival team in our division is watching Minnesota right now to see how this plays out. Because here's the thing that's got me fired up. None of these stories exist in isolation. The depth chart tells us exactly who Kevin O'Connell and this coaching staff trust right now. McCarthy's readiness could literally define whether we're contenders or pretenders this season. And Cousins, well, that's the kind of move that could rewrite our entire playbook, literally and figuratively. So here's my challenge to you, SKOL Nation, and I'm dead serious about this. As you listen to these three explosive updates, I want you to imagine you're the GM. You've got one rookie QB with unlimited potential, one proven veteran floating around in the rumor mill, and a roster that's still fighting tooth and nail for every single spot. What's your move? Hit that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster. Drop a comment with your thoughts and buckle up tight. Because this isn't just preseason talk. This is the kind of week that sets the tone for an entire season. The Vikings have officially released their first unofficial preseason depth chart, and you know what that means. Every single fan in SKOL Nation is dissecting this thing like it's the damn Rosetta Stone of football. Listen to me carefully. This isn't just a piece of paper. This is the coaching staff's first real statement about who they trust, who's been grinding in camp, and who's about to get their shot when the lights come on against Houston this weekend. At first glance, there are few surprises at the very top of the depth chart. But here's where it gets interesting. The real story is in those battles happening further down. Positions that look completely locked in during the offseason, suddenly they're up for grabs. Young players are climbing the ladder faster than anyone expected. Veterans who thought they had job security, they're fighting for their NFL lives right now. And let me break down what's really happening here. Positions that everyone assumed were set in stone are now wide open competitions. We're seeing undrafted rookies pushing past third-year veterans. We're seeing players who barely made the roster last year now competing for starting spots. The coaching staff is sending a message. Nothing is guaranteed and everything is earned. This depth chart isn't final. Hell, it's far from it. But it's our first real glimpse into how Kevin O'Connell and his staff view this roster as we head into that crucial first preseason game against the Texans. It tells us who's been absolutely shining in camp, who's living on the roster bubble, and where the most intense competition is heating up every single day. You want to know what positions are the most competitive right now? Look at the offensive line depth. Look at the defensive backfield rotations. Look at who's listed as the special teams contributors. These aren't just names on a chart. These are players fighting for their dreams, for their families, for the chance to prove they belong in the NFL. But here's what's got me most intrigued. While we're all studying who's where on paper, the bigger question that's keeping me up at night is this. Who's actually ready to lead this team when the real games start in September? And that question brings us straight to the most intense spotlight in all of Minnesota right now. All eyes are on JJ McCarthy right now. And I mean all eyes, from the coaching staff to the front office, from every fan in Minnesota to every scout from opposing teams. This rookie QB isn't just the future of this franchise, he might be the present After recovering from that devastating injury that cost him his entire rookie season, McCarthy is stepping into training camp with both incredible pressure and unlimited opportunity staring him directly in the face. And let me tell you something, the way he's handling it has been absolutely impressive. The coaches can't stop praising his mobility, his natural poise in the pocket, and his ability to process the game at a level that most rookies take years to develop. Kevin O'Connell has been raving about McCarthy's football IQ, his leadership qualities, and how quickly he's grasping the nuances of this offensive system. But here's the reality check that every Vikings fan needs to understand. This is the NFL. It's one thing to look sharp and confident in practice when you're going against your own teammates in controlled situations. It's a completely different animal to face a live pass rush with 300-pound defensive linemen coming at you full speed, trying to separate your soul from your body. The real test isn't how McCarthy looks in shorts and a t-shirt during 7-on-7 drills. The real test is when the pads come on, when the game speed increases, when opposing defenses are bringing exotic blitzes and trying to confuse him with coverage schemes he's never seen before. And here's what's got the entire organization on edge. The Vikings have reportedly been evaluating every possible option behind McCarthy. We're talking about quarterbacks from Trey Lance to Carson Wentz, experienced veterans who could step in if the rookie isn't ready for the full load of an NFL season. But the evaluation process goes deeper than just backup quarterbacks. The front office is asking themselves the tough questions. Is McCarthy ready to handle the pressure of being the guy from day one? Can he lead this team through the inevitable ups and downs of a season? What happens if he struggles early? Do we stick with him and accept growing pains? Or do we pivot to someone with more experience? These aren't easy questions, and they don't have easy answers, which is exactly why the rumor mill has been churning with one possibility that seemed impossible just a few months ago: the return of a very familiar face who knows this system better than anyone. Yes, SKOL Nation, the Kirk Cousins talk is back, and it's impossible to ignore. According to multiple reports floating around the NFL, the idea of Cousins returning to Minnesota has been seriously floated by people inside the organization. Now, before you start losing your minds in the comments, let me break down why this rumor has legs. It's fueled by his incredibly strong connection with head coach Kevin O'Connell, the uncertainty about whether our QB room is truly ready for a legitimate playoff push, and the fact that this roster is built to win right now. On paper, bringing back Cousins makes perfect sense. The man knows this system inside and out. He knows the players, he understands the offensive philosophy, and he could be that steady, experienced hand if McCarthy isn't quite ready to carry the full load of leading a championship caliber team. Think about it logically. Kirk Cousins spent years mastering this offense. He has chemistry with Justin Jefferson that's undeniable. He knows how to manage games, how to protect the football, and how to perform in high-pressure situations. If you're trying to maximize this roster's championship window, bringing in a proven veteran makes sense. But, and this is a massive beat, this isn't Madden Ultimate Team, where you can just make moves without consequences. Bringing Cousins back would mean completely reshuffling the depth chart, reworking the salary cap in ways that could handcuff us for years, and potentially sending mixed signals about our commitment to developing McCarthy as the long-term answer. The bigger question is what message it sends to the locker room. Do you tell your rookie quarterback that you believe in him, then immediately bring in his replacement? Do you sacrifice the future for one more shot at a championship with a quarterback